Welcome to the bold analysis. The reconciliation call by the National Commission on Integration on Cohesion Integration, is a very good call. But at least for once, we should not repeat the mistakes of 2017. Maybe because we have an administration that is talking about the rule of law and also with packaged intentions of making our democracy work, we should not drop the ball. There is a video clip that I have seen of, I think it's a government official or some political leader, was speaking in an event that was organized in Kisumu. Is it uchaguzi bila noma? And I don't like such wordings, especially for now. I don't think we have an election where we should talk to people about uchaguzi bila noma. But I took an issue with him explaining simplistic. He has a good point in terms of the call for reconciliation, but on that, there seems to be giving a post-election evaluation report. I know IBC did theirs, but because of the squabbles in the commission, it is not yet out. It is not yet published. But of course, when it comes out, we will look at it. But the commission is also giving a post-election report on what they think, who they think got it right, who they think got it wrong. And they gave very interesting statement. I wanted to look at, because this statement, I have seen it trending with Kenyans really descending on this gentleman.
And this is coming after the general election, which was very hotly contested. We had a candidate from this region who garnered enormous number of votes, and of course did not pronounce the winner, but nevertheless, life must continue. So we are coming to try and look that we must heal fast so that we can start living together in this country, everybody having a share with other people. When we are paying taxes, we are the same. Part of healing is giving a report post-election so that you see who did the best. We found that IBC really gave out information. They opened their portal. Anybody could access their portal. You can say what you like, but that portal was available for public access. And then media did a lot. And even the police did a lot. We did not hear anybody beaten. All these things. So this message must now be known. Because in the past, we never really used to diagnose or analyze and say what has happened.
The guy is talking good about reconciliation, that we need to build the country. The outcome of the electoral system might have produced a winner. Whether the winner is genuine or not is another question. But I don't think, what is needed is that it should not stop us, or rather it should not stop political players from questioning what is going on. Both Kregler and Waki report really had laid out proposals on what we should do to make sure that our election is free and fair. We are not yet there. The last time we had a free and fair election perhaps was in the 2002, because Moi was kind of common enemy of the nation. And he had also decided that he was going to relinquish power. So this conversation about reconciliation is good. And we were once here in 2017. But I think it should not stop us from asking the questions, because if we are not careful, then we might cover things that we are reconciling, and after 2007, we are back to factory settings. I've always said here that what we have now is just an element of restraint. People are they're trying to keep calm and of course look at how things are going, but it doesn't mean that everything is fine. And I also mentioned at some point when the issue of IBC arose, I saw a call that the design that was used by Chibukati Commission should be replicated for the other elective seats. And if we go the portal way and we create the chorus choir, the choir to praise and worship the portal that IBC used to show us the results, then we are doing a disservice to ourselves as a nation. I want to say why I think the reconciliation message must be accompanied by electoral reforms. You know, in 2017, Maraga Bench inducted IBC personnel that they were liable for malpractices. And I remember when we were going for the rerun, even Raila pulled out of that election. So to date, those who criticize Raila for having not accepted the outcome are acknowledging that the same Wafula Chebukati that had troubles with his commissioners in 2022 was inducted in 2017, but because of handshake arrangement, Raila slept on the duty and never demanded for President William Ruto or for President Uhuru Kenyatta to show Chebukati the door. So whichever way you look at it, on this one, we must really revisit. We are likely to recycle highly contested election outcomes. Of course, I'm not saying not anytime soon where we will have a genuine winner, where the results will come out and everyone will be like, okay, fine, this has been elected, now it's time to move on. Of course, I am not saying that we are yet there, but we need to improve with time. It cannot, even if it's going to take us 100 or 50 years, but we need to show steps moving forward. And the last time we had electoral reform conversation was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. That was in the promulgation of the new constitution, I think more than 12 years ago. After that, we went to an election, and one of the scandals that emerged after the 2012 election was Chicken Gate scandal. Recently, I saw 2 days ago that Oswago, who was the CEO of IBC by then, has been found guilty over that Chicken Gate scandal. That's more than almost 9 years, almost nearly 10 years. The case has been brought to a conclusion. So we cannot bury our heads in the sand, because apart from even from the electoral, apart from the outcome, there are a lot of vested interest that is there. It's a commission that has very many tenders in terms of these by-elections and even the election cycle. They are the custodians of our democracy. So we must address this so that we move towards easing the divisive and high-octane politics we've always had in this country. It should not be a norm. It should not be our new normal that after every election we are in trouble. We have problems. I think we should move towards that. Now, power is infectious, and incumbency. People who enjoy incumbency can do anything and everything to retain power. They retain power by hook or crook, and it is not normally very easy to really win against incumbency. We've seen our neighbors in Uganda. I don't think they've had any transition. I should not take that direction. Maybe that will end there. So, because power is infectious, and we have a presidential system where there are a lot of stuff in the desk of the president. So easily people can run away with it. Now, the debate about foreign infiltration in our politics is well weighed by foreign policy of the administration. Recently, someone was telling me that, Kevin, do you know to date, the story about Venezuelans ended in a press conference somewhere. No one was ever told whether these guys were out of the country, whether they were taken back, where they were taken, whether they're still in the country. No one was told anything. That's it. That's it. So we cannot underestimate that aspect. And Raila Odinga team have insisted that there is the upper west and the lower part. The upper part will always want to rule against the lower part. So what is happening here is this. If you look at our foreign policy, we seem to have a very soft spot for the US side. That's where the GMO stories, there are a lot of delegations and a lot of grants and so happening. Not in bad note, but we are simply saying that you can now join the dots and say that indeed it's not just a hearsay that William Ruto have a soft spot for the West. And they have that vested interest. If we can't talk about this, then IT is the only way that things can get out of hand. Now, the electoral IT system must be progressive. That's what Kringla said. It must be progressive. If we are going to build from the